Hello there guys, welcome to another of my videos. On this video I am going to be giving you our player ratings from our 3-0 win against Aston Villa yesterday night. Earlier on I gave you my match reaction. My match reaction I think is still uploading. So let's get on with it. So I am going to give David De Gea a 6 out of 10. David De Gea literally had nothing much to do in the game. I think Villa had a couple of chances early on. Don't forget Aston Villa did hit the post. Because David De Gea has been criticised heavily, for a long time now. Reflects on the calamitous mistakes he has made. Don't forget in the 5-2 win against Bournemouth, he was beaten by Junior Stanislas at the far post and he was criticised for that. He was also criticised for not keeping Steven Bergwijn's shot out against Tottenham. It was good to see David De Gea overtake Peter Schmeichel on appearances. David De Gea has now made 399 appearances for the football club in all competitions, so he has nearly now made 400 appearances for Manchester United. We know that David De Gea is going to remain our number one for the remainder of this season, and I also think next season he will remain our number one goalkeeper. I think Dean Henderson will be our number one goalkeeper in the foreseeable future. Now, this has been David De Gea's 9th season at Manchester United. He is approaching his 10th year at the football club, so he has been a long servant. When David De Gea does eventually leave Manchester United, I think he will go back to Spain. The main explanations is because he was born in Spain, his relatives are from Spain, began his footballing career in Spain. And don't forget, back in 2015, he was close to joining Real Madrid, but due to a fax machine, his move to Real Madrid never materialised. We paid £17 million for David De Gea from Atletico Madrid. And last September, he signed a 4-year deal worth £375,000 a week. But David De Gea is still regarded as one of the best goalkeepers in the world. Reflects on what he's achieved at the club because he has won everything here domestically and he's also won individual awards. Solskjaer did say prior to the game against Villa that David De Gea has been the best goalkeeper in the world for the last 9 or 10 years. So we'll give David De Gea a 6 out of 10. Wan-Bissaka, I'm going to give him a 7 out of 10. I thought Wan-Bissaka enjoyed a good game. Don't forget he missed a sitter, did Wan-Bissaka. I thought he also nullified Aston Villa's attacks really, really well. His defensive contribution was really, really good. And, I think Wan-Bissaka's enjoyed an exceptional first season at the football club. I think he's regarded as one of the best right-backs in the Premier League. Don't forget, we got Wan-Bissaka last summer from Crystal Palace. I think we got him for around £45 million. So he's going to get a 7 out of 10. Victor Lindelof, I'm going to give him a 7 out of 10. I don't think he was the best player, but I thought, he did quite well. I thought he made some decent clearances. His composure was very, very good at the back. This has been Victor Lindelof's 3rd season at Manchester United. Of course, we got him from Benfica back in 2017 for £30 million. A lot of aspects of his game have really, really improved. He's had some bad games as Lindelof, like I said, in his first season, struggled for that consistency. But last season, this season, he has really, really improved as Lindelof. Don't forget, prior to the game, he was a doubt for the game because Lindelof had sustained a back injury in our 5-2 win against Bournemouth. And there was obviously no talks of Lindelof being dropped and Bay playing instead of Victor Lindelof. But Lindelof, passed fit. So he's going to get a 7 out of 10. Harry Maguire, I'm going to give him a 7 out of 10. I don't think Harry Maguire was bad. I thought he made a couple of vital interceptions. I thought his aerial duels were also very, very good. Again, showed very, very good composure in our back line. I think Harry Maguire's enjoyed a very, very good season for Man United. I think we did make the right decision by giving him the captaincy. Given the captaincy, reflecting on Ashley Young's departure. We paid £80 million for Harry Maguire last summer. So he's the club's second most expensive signing just behind Paul Pogba. And, he's the most expensive centre-half in the world. Luke Shaw, I'm going to give him a 7 out of 10. He was careless with the ball on a few occasions, was Luke Shaw. Careless on the ball. But I thought his passing ability was very, very good. I thought he exchanged passes well, with the likes of Martial and Marcus Rashford. I thought he made some good overlapping runs as well, did Luke Shaw. So he's going to get a 7 out of 10. We know that Luke Shaw for the remainder of this season is going to remain our first choice left back. I think he'll probably be our first choice left back next season. We've obviously now got Brandon Williams at left back, but obviously Luke Shaw's more experienced than Brandon Williams. Brandon Williams, though, still enjoyed a very, very good season. This has been Luke Shaw's 6th season at the club. We paid around £30 million for him from Southampton, Luke Shaw. My only element of concern about Luke Shaw is that he is, injury prone. So yeah, he's going to get a 7 out of 10. Now, Paul Pogba, I'm going to give him a 8 out of 10. I thought Paul Pogba put a fantastic performance out. Again, his combination with Bruno Fernandes was very, very good. Paul Pogba had scored the 3rd goal. That was his first goal of the season for Man United and his first goal since April 2019. First goal since April 2019. I thought Paul Pogba was involved a lot. His passing was good. He was very, very good on and off the ball. I was very, very delighted with him. And it was a very, very good finish as well. Hit it with his right foot straight into the net. It came from the corner. Bruno Fernandes had got the assist. But I did say, didn't I, regarding Paul Pogba, since the resumption of the season, he has, made a fantastic impact. Because like I said, earlier on in the season, I didn't really have a perception on Paul Pogba. I didn't have a perception on him because, obviously, he didn't play because he was out with ankle injury. There's been positive news coming out regarding Paul Pogba, by the way, that I've updated you recently, haven't I? That, Fabrizio Romano has said that we've recently been in negotiations with Pogba's agent Mino Raiola over extending his contract at the club. As it stands at the moment, Pogba has just got under a year left on his contract, but we do have an option to extend it for a further year. Solskjaer's confirmed he wants Paul Pogba to commit his long-term future with Man United, and Paul Pogba's recently spoken about how Man United can become a top team again, but Paul Pogba knows that, we haven't really, really improved. Pogba's going to be here for next season more than likely, but if we can get him a new long-term contract, then there's no uncertainty then over his future. At one point, he was looking imminent he was going to leave. I thought he could have gone to Real Madrid last summer because he said he wanted to leave last summer. And there were talks about, Paul Pogba, don't forget, going back to Juventus. Paul Pogba did enjoy 4 good years with Juventus. There were talks about him going to Barcelona and PSG before. There was talks about that happening. As it stands at the moment, Pogba's our most expensive signing, because we did pay £89 million for Paul Pogba. And he's one of the highest paid players at the football club because in his current contract at the moment, he's on just under £300,000 a week. So I think we have been in negotiations over extending his contract. But Paul Pogba's made an admission saying that he is enjoying his football. So he's going to get an 8 out of 10. Nemanja Matic, I'm going to give him a 6 out of 10. Wasn't the best player on the pitch. I thought in the first 15-20 minutes, Matic looked very, very exposed in my opinion because, like I said, Villa started the game very, very well. I thought Matic's composure wasn't so bad in midfield, and I think he, retrieved the possession well a few times. Wasn't bad, Nemanja Matic, and I'm very, very delighted that he signed that 3-year contract on Monday, Nemanja Matic. He signed a 3-year contract to keep him at the club until 2023. It wasn't too long ago that we extended a 12-month extension on his contract. But we're giving this new 3-year contract reflecting on his good run of performances. Since the resumption of the season, he's been getting a lot of starts as Matic, but obviously, before the lockdown and that, it was McTominay that was playing ahead of Matic. This has now been Matic's 3rd season at Man United, and, we paid around £40 million from Chelsea back in 2017. So he weren't bad. Bruno Fernandes, going to give him a 9 out of 10. Again, was very, very good. Bruno Fernandes, of course, was the one that got us the penalty. Like I said on my match reaction, the penalty was very controversial. Very controversial. There's a lot of people saying that it wasn't a penalty and it should have been overturned by VAR. And I probably got to agree, to be honest with you, but I couldn't care less. Bruno Fernandes, of course, actually kicked Ezri Konsa. So, the penalty should not have been given. But anyway, Bruno Fernandes got the penalty and he took the penalty and scored it. So, yeah, got his name on the score sheet. I think that's now is it his 7th or 8th goal for Manchester United since his arrival from Sporting Lisbon back in January, because we got Bruno Fernandes in a deal worth £65 million with add-ons including. I think when we signed him, Fernandes signed was it a 5.5-year deal. In a lot of the matches he's played so far, he has been given man of the match, reflecting on his good run of performances. Back in February, Bruno Fernandes won Premier League Player of the Month. And like I said as well, Bruno Fernandes did get the assist for Paul Pogba's third. So yeah, Bruno Fernandes is going to get a 9 out of 10. 9 out of 10. Marcus Rashford, going to give him a 6. I thought Rashford was fairly quiet, to be quite honest with you. Don't forget, Rashford had that disallowed goal because I think Paul Pogba was blocking the Aston Villa goalkeeper. But he was fairly quiet, was Marcus Rashford, so going to give him a 6. Like I said, Rashford was a big miss for us earlier on in the season because don't forget he was out with that back injury. But definitely Rashford is the foreseeable future for Manchester United. Mason Greenwood, I'm going to give him a 9 out of 10. Enjoyed another good game, did Mason Greenwood. Very, very good in possession. Made some very, very good runs down that right flank. Obviously, he'd scored the second goal at Mason Greenwood. That's now, 16 goals for Mason Greenwood in all competitions this season. And this has been Mason Greenwood's first full season in the senior squad. And he's definitely my preference ahead of Daniel James's Mason Greenwood. He's only, the age of 18 or is he 19? But yeah, another good game for him. Solskjaer has been recently talking about Mason Greenwood, saying that he's ready to play for England. And he said he's a much better finisher than Wayne Rooney was at the same age. But yeah, what a performance again from Mason Greenwood, Scored yesterday night, scored twice in the 5-2 win against Bournemouth, also scored in the 3-0 win against Brighton, so he's in scintillating form. So 9 out of 10 for him. Anthony Martial, going to give him a 7 out of 10. Going to give him a 7 out of 10, Anthony Martial. Don't forget he had that great chance when he'd hit the crossbar, so he could have got his name on the score sheet. I thought he was quiet in some parts of the game, but I thought when he received the ball, he looked very, very dangerous, did Anthony Martial. I thought his passing was very, very good. So yeah, so I'm going to give Anthony Martial a 7 out of 10. This has been Anthony Martial's now 5th season at Manchester United, and I think he's enjoyed a very, very good season under Solskjaer. I think one of the best seasons he enjoyed was his debut season under the Louis van Gaal era, Anthony Martial. We did get Martial for £36 million, potentially rising up to 57 or 58 million, is it, based on goals and achievements. Yeah, don't forget he also got the assist for Mason Greenwood's second goal. So he had an okay game, did Anthony Martial. Like I said, Solskjaer brought the substitutions on. Of course, Dan James came on. Going to give him a 5 out of 10. McTominay came on. Going to give him a 6 out of 10. Thought he kept possession well when he came on. We saw Fred, I think, come on in the game. Also, too, Williams came on in the game. And also, too, Odin Igalo came on in the game and that. I'm going to probably give them around 5, 6 out of 10. So, yeah, so that is your player ratings. But, yeah, a very, very good win yesterday night. We have now extended our unbeaten run to 17 in all competitions. We are unbeaten in our last 10 league games. And this is our best vein of form since Ole Gunnar Solskjaer was the interim manager. As you all know, Solskjaer went with the exact same team. Yet again, that's the 4th time in a row now. Sorry, that's 4 games in a row now that Ole Gunnar Solskjaer has gone with the same team. We've become the first team in Premier League history. We've become the first team in Premier League history to win 4 consecutive games by 3 or more goals. But yeah, what a performance it was for Manchester United yesterday night. Like I said, Villa started first 15, 20 minutes on the front foot, but as soon as we scored that penalty, we took charge. Read some of the stats of the game as well. We dominated the possession. I think we created around 14 chances in the game, so we actually should have won more than 3-0. Ole Gunnar Solskjaer has actually come out and criticised our attacking line. He says they need to learn to be more clinical in that. So, this is what Ole Gunnar Solskjaer has come out and said. Now, reflect on this win against Villa. It puts us just 1 point now behind Leicester, and it puts us 2 points behind Chelsea. And, we've got now 4 games remaining in the Premier League. And I think in reality, we should win all our 4 remaining games. Of course, we've got Southampton coming up, then we've got Crystal Palace, then we've got West Ham, and then we've got Leicester on the final day of the season. But, Solskjaer's demanding maximum points anyway. He says we've got to win every game to get a top 4 finish. Because like I said, we need qualification for the Champions League. And Solskjaer is recently talking about the importance of Champions League qualification because obviously, if we get Champions League qualification, it'll help us get the players that we want to recommend in, and plus will generate money. I think we're going to win at least 1 trophy this season under Solskjaer. And like I said, we've got a chance of winning 2 trophies, and that's the FA Cup and the Europa League. We are into the semi-finals of the FA Cup. We have got Chelsea. And, we're more or less into our last 8 of the Europa League because we are 5-0 up against Lask from the first leg. But we need to get some silverware on the board because it'll put that winning mentality into the team. We have lacked silverware, for so long. We haven't won a trophy since 2017, and that was the Europa League and the League Cup under Jose Mourinho. That was Europa League and the League Cup under Jose Mourinho. We did win the FA Cup back in 2016 under the Louis van Gaal era. So yeah, we will see what happens. Villa, I think they're going to be getting relegated now, Aston Villa. And I think, Jack Grealish is probably going to leave Aston Villa. Don't forget, Solskjaer was saying prior to the game against Villa that, he'd warned our players that we've got to be aware of Jack Grealish because he's aware of the threat that he can pose. Jack Grealish is valued at around £50 million. Villa did actually name their asking price, and they said, they could demand up to £80 million for the player, but we won't pay £80 million for Jack Grealish. Jack Grealish's agent did say that Grealish could leave Aston Villa because he believes that Champions League football is beneficial for his client. But Jack Grealish, is still one of our priority targets. But I think Villa are going to get relegated. And even if Villa, were to survive relegation, I still think, Jack Grealish would leave because Jack Grealish feels as though he's far too good for Villa. He's far too good for Aston Villa. And Villa, cannot match his ability. But yeah, we do keep our impressive record up against Aston Villa. We're now unbeaten in our last 21 away games against Villa. Like I said, we haven't lost at Villa Park since 1995, which is 25 years ago now. We've only lost once in our last 40-odd Premier League meetings with Aston Villa. So we have got, a very, very good record against them. But, we haven't lost since the 2-0 defeat to Burnley at Old Trafford back in January. And a lot of aspects of our game have really, really improved. If you've seen us now, we're creating more chances. We look very, very fluent in that attacking line. We're scoring more goals. We look very, very good in that midfield. We defensively look better. We still do make mistakes sometimes in that back line though. Our football looks a lot more expansive. And I am getting glimpses of the Alex Ferguson days. Like I've said to you, we haven't dominated English football since the Alex Ferguson era. Ferguson did endure 26 years at Man United, endured 22 years of success, but didn't win out. But of course, he didn't win out in his first 4 years at the football club. But Ferguson did win a total of 38 major honours at Manchester United, including 13 Premier League titles. And I don't see us, replicating what we did under Ferguson. I don't see anyone replicating Ferguson's legacy or, lasting as long as Alex Ferguson did. But I think, we can get back to where we want to be under Ole Gunnar Solskjaer and that. And I'm very, very convinced that we can win a title under him. And, if we could do this, that would be our 21st title. Because as it stands at the moment, we've won 20 titles and 13 of them are Premier Leagues. So as it stands at the moment, we are still the most successful team in England. We have not won the Premier League though for 7 years. We haven't won it since 2013. And I did say, didn't I, next season our expectations will be to challenge for the title. I think we will be challenging next season. But it depends on, who we recruit in the summer transfer window. Solskjaer's already revealed his plans for the summer transfer window. He says, he doesn't expect lots of surgery in the squad for the summer transfer window. I think he's looking to make around 2 or 3 signings in the summer transfer window, and he's recently told Ed Woodward the 3 positions he wants to strengthen up. Solskjaer said he wants a striker, he wants a right winger, and he also wants a centre half. So they're the positions he is looking to strengthen up. So his transfer priorities have been confirmed. But the summer transfer window, like I said, will be Ole Gunnar Solskjaer's 4th transfer window as Manchester United manager. I think we're still unsure what our transfer budget's going to be. I don't think it's yet been confirmed when the summer transfer window is going to open. I think it did say we're waiting and other clubs are waiting until a decision is made on when fans can go back to games, and that's, when the transfer budgets are going to be revealed. Don't forget, Solskjaer has got the backing of Ed Woodward, because Ed Woodward has said on quite a few occasions this season he's willing to back Solskjaer, and he's also assured that Ole Gunnar Solskjaer's job is safe. Also, too, the Glazers are willing to back Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. Woodward, don't forget, did say the other month that we won't do business as usual in the summer transfer market, so he did rule out big transfers to Man United. But he did say, we will remain competitive in the summer transfer market. Our financial figures the other month got revealed. He said our net debt had risen up. Our net debt is just over 429 million, because it had been confirmed that our debt had risen up by almost 130 million pounds. So there is a lot of uncertainty, regarding the summer transfer window. Like I said, Solskjaer has been at the football club for 18 months, so he has now been here a year and a half. And he's definitely not going to be here at least for another season. Probably at minimum he's going to see out his contract, but I did say, the real test for Solskjaer is next season, because he'll have bigger expectations to exceed. But I've definitely seen improvements under him. Like I've said, our recruitment's really, really improved under him. Solskjaer's brought 5 good players into the football club so far and spent just over 200 million. Because, like I've said, we've been criticised for several years, reflecting on how poor our recruitment policy's been. We've also been criticised, for us overpaying for players. And I've got to make an admission, we have overpaid for players in recent years. And like I've said, I don't like the way the football club's been run in the last 7 years. Like I said, there's been a lot of problems with the club's board. There's been a lot of problems with Ed Woodward. And there's also been a lot of problems with the Glazers as well. There's been a lot of problems with the Glazers. But yeah, I have started to see improvements now, which is very, very good. I really, really have. Like I said, we're in a good vein of form, unbeaten in our last 17 games. Solskjaer has promoted the youth very, very well. The young players have been given their chances this season. Solskjaer's also got rid of a lot of the deadwood since he got recommended into the football club. We have seen a total of, I can't remember how many it is it over 20 players now that have left Man United since Solskjaer came in? Obviously, he's planning to get rid of more players in the summer transfer window. I think minimum Solskjaer is going to get rid of around 5 players in the summer transfer window. I've already gone through with you, the players I think Man United are, looking to get rid of. Man United are looking to get rid of. But yeah, so if we can get rid of players in the summer transfer window, we're going to generate money that way. We've also extended a lot of players' contracts since Ole Gunnar Solskjaer came in. Like I said, we're still facing a dilemma regarding the contracts, because we've still got around, 8 players' contracts that are due to expire next year. So Solskjaer's got to make a decision on this. Pogba's contract expires next year. Mata's contract expires next year. Lingard's, Pereira's contract expires next year. Rojo, Tuanzebe's, their contract expires next year. Romero's, Lee Grant's, you know. So we have got to make a decision on these 8 players, you know. We've got to make a decision on these 8 players. But like I said, I think I'm starting to believe now that Solskjaer is the foreseeable future for Man United. I'm really starting to believe it. Like I said earlier on in the season, my perception was totally contrasting now, because earlier on in the season I wanted Solskjaer out. I was very, very critical of him, because earlier on in the season we'd enjoyed our worst start to a Premier League season for 30 years. And I thought earlier on in the season Solskjaer was going to get the sacked, but I've already given you the main explanations why Solskjaer, you know, did not get sacked from the football club. Because, you know, we love Solskjaer a lot. He was a great player for the football club. You know, he's a club legend and that. And plus, you know, we haven't really got the structure to keep sacking managers, because we've already sacked 3 managers since the Alex Ferguson era. And that was David Moyes, Louis van Gaal and Jose Mourinho and that. But yeah, we just need to believe in Solskjaer. One thing Solskjaer has confirmed for the summer transfer window is that he will avoid buying any rotten apples, because he said to our players quite a few weeks ago, he warned them saying that, you know, he will not tolerate any rotten apples in the squad. He will not tolerate any rotten apples in the squad. But we just need to make a couple of signings. You know, we are still trying to get Jadon Sancho on the board from Borussia Dortmund. You already know the news regarding him. You know, we're planning to sell around 6 players, you know, to fund the move for Sancho, because Dortmund have said that they still want over 100 million for him. The deadline's been set for Sancho. We've got until the 10th of August to sign him, or the deal is off. Sancho did recently say that he will put a transfer request in, or could put a transfer request in, if Dortmund refuse to let him come to Man United. And I think now Dortmund have come to accept the fact that he wants to leave. So Dortmund are looking for replacements for Sancho. Allegedly, it said the other week that we've agreed terms with the player. 5-year contracts being agreed with around £140,000 a week. But no fee has yet come to an agreement. So Borussia Dortmund's asking price seems to be the stumbling block. So you know the news on all of the transfers anyway. Like I said, I think Chelsea, you know, could also be up there next season. You know, they're doing well now. They've done very, very good transfer business so far. You know, as far as I'm aware at the moment, they've got Hakim Ziyech in February for Ajax. And quite a few weeks ago, they got Timo Werner from RB Leipzig. I heard as well that they're closing in on getting Kai Havertz. So, you know, Chelsea, you know, could be up there next season. But I think we'll definitely be up there next season. I don't see us winning the league next season, but I think, you know, we will definitely be up there. But like I said to you, in the last 7 years, we have been playing catch-up. You know, look at the money we spent in the last 7 years. You know, we spent close to the £1 billion range on players. And we've recruited over 30-odd players in since the Alex Ferguson era. Not only that, you know, we've got players on big contracts at the football club, like I've mentioned to you before. But there you go. But yeah, so yeah, we did beat Villa by 3-0. Like I said, preview for the Southampton game should be coming up tomorrow. That should be another win for us. But yeah, a lot of aspects of our game have really, really improved. You know, we're replicating now what, you know, we did when Solskjaer was the caretaker manager, because when Solskjaer came in as the interim manager, you know, I think what did he win his first 8 games? Didn't we win like 8 or 9 away games on the trot? And I think then, you know, won 14 out of 19 games in all competitions in total. And reflects on that, Solskjaer, you know, had been given the job permanently. But yeah. So I think Solskjaer's very, very delighted, you know, with how we are progressing now. You know, he's very, very delighted about it. But anyway, guys, that's everything to update you today. Drop your comments, likes below on the channel. If you do, consider subscribe as always, and take care. God bless, and I'll see you all again very, very soon.